Nessa, go 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 Nessa. If you hold your own, then go Nessa, yeah.
Stop scrolling, stop scrolling, stop scrolling.
Cause we're back. I know it's been a while, but we back and we're happy to be here. Blessed for everybody to be here. Michael 57, what's up, bro?
So we do have a guest today, but before we get to that, I do want to say one thing. So the guest we have today, um, she sent me a message and she said, "I'm in the hospital, but I still want to do the show." And I proceeded to say, "Are you sure?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Are you sure? Sure. I'm just being considerate." And she said, "Yeah, I want to do the show." But then I caught myself because I realized I did to her what people do to me sometimes. Like they'll be like, "You got it? You need help? Or do you want to do this?" And I'm like, "Yes." And then it's like, "Are you sure?" And I'll be like, "Yes, I'm sure." And they be like, "Are you sure? Sure?" And I'm like, "Yes." So I might have did that to you, and if I did, then that wasn't my intention. But if you felt any kind of way about that, I do apologize because people do that to me, and I don't really like it. So I
Not
just
at
want-
all. I just think it was just you being considerate, which I appreciate. So it's no problem at all.
okay, cool. I appreciate that. So we are on handicap and chill. So I guess just start by introducing yourself and um telling us like a little bit about your condition and how it affects your daily life.
Okay, so I'm Crystal. Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Crystal Irby. I'm 33 years old. I have a disease called myositis. There are multiple types of myositis. The type that I have is called necrotizing myopathy. This disease causes muscle weakness, limited mobility, along with muscle dystrophy, meaning muscle death, which cannot be reversed, unfortunately. This disease affects my proximal muscles. So my neck's weak, my shoulders weak, the upper part of my arms are weak, my core is weak, my hips are weak, and my thighs are weak. So everything further away, like my fingers, my feet, is not really affected. Because of these parts of my bodies being weak, it does affect me, or it prevents me from doing certain things like standing up from any seats, walking up and down stairs, getting myself dressed and undressed, showering. Um, a lot of the basic things that people do on a day to day and don't really think about it, I can't do it.
Okay. So with um when when did you when did you get your diagnosis? Because you wasn't born this way, correct?
Correct. So I was not born this way. I was diagnosed officially with this disease in February of 2022. The doctors don't know exactly where the disease come from, but I have a story. I'm sticking to it. That story is, in April and May of 2021, I was vaccinated for COVID, and that's where things changed for me. I was vaccinated in April and May of 2021. I noticed an issue in November of 2021. By January of 2022, I was hospitalized. Before the COVID vaccine, before all of this, I was perfectly normal. I had no prior medical issues at all.
Well, yeah, I know a lot of people was nervous around that time. Me myself also. I've had many family members that I had a few that actually passed from COVID, and
Sorry to
some
hear that.
that thank you, and some that didn't want to get the shot. I wasn't a big component of it either. I got the first shot, but I didn't get the booster. So did
hmm
you do the booster or anything?
Yes, so I got the Pfizer shot and I got the first, second shot, and then went back and got the booster. So I got three altogether.
Oh, okay, okay.
Nah, I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie. I got the first shot when it first came out. We all had to get it. I got the one shot, and I ain't been back to get no COVID shot. Cause
Good.
I know like a lot of people when they got COVID. Cause I got COVID too, a lot of people who got COVID and got the shot, they haven't been the same since. So
Oh yeah, yeah. It's so unfortunate. Everyone who was vaccinated was not affected negatively, but people who were affected negatively, it's all types of stuff. Like it's not just what I have; it's all types of stuff. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I feel like in like 20 years, it's gonna be one of those commercials on TV. Like, if
Yeah,
you get COVID shot in 2020, then call this one
I'll
of
be
you.
calling.
yeah,
So
I'm like, hello,
yeah, right,
because
exactly. Yeah. So
yeah.
it just makes you think.
hey,
Oh,
Michael,
Hmm.
let me say something real quick.
go ahead.
So before we did the show, I had uh I had subscribed to your YouTube, and I had watched a couple of your videos, and I commend you and I respect you for, because you had a video when you was on the floor, and you were tearing up and you were crying because the pain and everything that you were going through, and I like the raw emotion, because you were being real, because me, I'm on the floor too, right? I have cerebral palsy. Like, me
Hmm.
being on the floor helps me be independent because I can do things on my own.
Hmm.
So when I saw you on the floor, I was like, oh no, she being real. This is what she really goes through. And
Hmm.
I just want to tell people, like, the lives we live with, with disabilities, handicap or whatever you may say, bro.
Hmm.
This is real. Like
Hmm.
when I watch your YouTube and I saw you talk about Project 33.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I you definitely when I you definitely got to tell us about that, because that's inspiring too. But I just want to give you your flowers, because
Wow.
it takes a lot to be that raw
Hmm.
and put that video out for people to see.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Um,
I give you your flowers for that.
Yeah, I really, really appreciate that. That means a lot. And I appreciate you going to my YouTube to even subscribe and look at anything on there, especially because I'm not as active on YouTube like I am on other platforms. So it feels good to know that people are still checking me out on that platform before I start to really like dive in there. To touch on a project 33, excuse me. So I just turned 33 this past September. And, I just feel like a lot of times we want gifts. We want things for ourselves, but we may not get it because someone else don't give it to us. All I wanted was just to hear good things about myself from other people that love and care about me, So I took time out and I wrote out the project outline, set everything up. I'm like, if I could just get 33 videos and or messages to put together for myself, and show the world, where you guys are wishing me, well wishes and saying something nice, that'd be great. And I got that. And now not only that video on YouTube, but I can watch this video tomorrow, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, it's there, and no one can change that. And the thing is, what makes it more beautiful is we don't live forever. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
who's to tell? I mean, God forbid, but who's to tell some of those folks are not here next year? I still have that footage.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it felt really good to put my mind into an idea and make it happen for myself, because if I don't do it, it don't get done. But it did. So
Yeah,
Just
that
make sure that the platforms that you created, whether it's YouTube, whether it's TikTok, make sure you just keep using your voice. You know what I
oh yeah,
mean? Because you never know, like, somebody could be looking at your YouTube, but something that you made 10 years ago, and be like,
exactly.
"Hey, I can relate to this." You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
and that's the vulnerability is what I like the most because a lot of people they go online and they don't be themselves. They be a
Hmm.
fraction of themselves or not themselves at all, and it's all image. So the fact that you just being yourself in your high moments and your low moments, um, it's somebody out there that will see that and it'll really help them, and they won't feel alone. So it's great that you have the courage to just be like, "Hey, this my story, this my life. I'm putting it out there," and even with doing a song like no matter what, when you have a disability, we be making the best out of our situation. So
Hmm.
you're still like, okay, I'm in the hospital, I'm still do the show. I want to promote myself. I want to help people get the word out. So if I'm whatever the case is, I want to continue to do that, and I think that's great. So, yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I believe that my voice, well, I've always had a strong voice, but because I lack so much physical ability, I feel like my voice makes up for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I can't go up the stairs, I can't do this, I can't stand that, but I can talk. My voice still
Yeah,
works. My eyes still work. My fingers still work. So when I reach out to you about the whole hospital thing, I'm like, yeah, I still want to do it. I mean, I make videos in the hospital. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's like
and
I use what I have.
I gotta be honest too, because Michael's not the only one who had the situation this morning. He called me this morning and was like, "Bro, she's in the hospital." I was like, "Well, she's in the hospital," because I didn't know your situation. So I was
Hmm.
like, "If she's in the hospital, like we don't have to do it. Like we can do it next time." And then he was like, "No, she does content. She still does her thing in the hospital." And I was like, oh, "Okay, you know what I mean?" Because I guess because I have a disability too, I have cerebral palsy. Like my
Hmm.
brother, like I automatically just have empathy for you know what I'm saying for your
Hmm.
situation. I don't want to. I didn't want to put you in a situation where you didn't feel uncomfortable. But when my brother broke it down to me and was like, "No, she still wants to do the podcast," I was like, "You sure?" Like, and he was like, He was like, "Yeah." So I was like, "All right, let's go. Let's do
Let's
it."
do it. Yep. Yep.
So how was the So it was just Bill. I'm here in Minnesota. He's in Virginia. Here in Minnesota, um, we just passed a bill that will make disability accommodations a part of the Human Rights Act. Just to
I seen that.
yeah, just to give it more like security. So how
Hmm.
are the disability accommodations where you reside?
Where I am, to be completely transparent, I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know because there's certain things that I don't really pay attention to. You know, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. And it's mainly because I'm always home. So if
oh,
it's not directly affecting me in my home, I don't, it's like out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know. But I will say I did see that information on your page. I see some videos and all that. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can tap into that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? When I get back, outside, to see how it is in the area that I live in. But as of today, I don't have an answer, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
I understand what you're saying because I grew up and I'm originally from Gary, Indiana. And, when I grew up, it was a lot of places they didn't have elevators or they didn't have handicap buttons on the door. So I was just used to like making do. And
Yeah.
my mom always like, hey, I'm not always gonna be here, so you gotta figure out how to do things on your own. So I just was coming up with my own system and making my own
To
accommodations.
make it work.
Yeah, so before I got involved with the nonprofit I'm involved with now, I didn't even know about all the things in Minnesota and all the issues just because I was born like this, so I'm just used to living my life and figuring it out. I'm like, oh, it's
Hmm.
so we got rights to fight for, and sometimes the handicap stall in the restroom is technically like accessible, but it's really not big enough. It's
Yeah,
just
let me
the minimal.
actually touch on that because maybe I didn't understand your question 100%. Because I am in the house a lot, so I'm not directly affected by things out in public, but from what I did experience when I was out, I would say in my area things are okay. It's just weird because everyone's handicap or everyone's disability ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say I go to the bathroom and the handicap stall is big. Well, the seat is low. I can't get up from that seat.
Hey,
It's way too low, or there has been a few times where, I'll go to a store and there's no button outside. So I have to sit here and wait till somebody open the doors for me. And then for me, I can't extend my arms. So I say I'm in the store or something and I want to reach for a snack or reach for a shirt. I can't. It's too far. Like, so it's I feel like that answer could vary per disability. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But for
and it's
me,
also saying just because, like I always say, just because we all have a disability does not mean that we going through the same thing. You know
right,
what I mean?
exactly. It's all different. It's all different, which is why my voice is so important because if I don't speak up, I won't get the help. So if I'm in public and something's just not working for me, I need help, I have to speak up. There's no other way. Literally.
Right.
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
talk about that a little more? The importance of speaking up when you're in the hospital, in the public, or even with your
Yes.
friends. Can you just talk about the importance of letting your voice be heard?
The importance of letting your voice be heard. Yeah. Because well, first of all, we have to understand that nobody's a mind reader. And a lot of times with a disability, the average person that we see out here don't have it. So if you're not dealing with it, if you're not living with it, you're not gonna understand. So it's important for us, or I speak for myself, it's important for me to educate you on my needs. You know what I'm saying? I know the way I need to be handled. I know the help that I need, so I think it's important to just be able to kind of, I hate to say it like this, but like kind of like dummy it down for others
Yeah,
because again, if you don't know, then you just don't know. But advocation is very, very important because 9 times out of 10, if you think for yourself, no one else is going to do it for you. Everyone's support system looks different. I have a great support system online. I do in person, not so much.
yeah,
So when I'm here in the hospital, explaining things or asking about certain things or try to set certain things up, I have to talk because if I don't, I'll go without. And that's not an option.
You know,
So
you know what I think it is. I think it's
mhm.
like if people never. I said this before. If people never experienced it or had to deal with it, they don't know how to handle it. Because a lot
No,
of people, because I'm in a wheelchair, my brother's in a wheelchair, you know what I'm saying, my cousin in a wheelchair. A lot of
hello,
people look at
Rose.
us in a wheelchair and think that we've been in a car
We hear
accident or
you.
got shot.
see, and this is where the voice comes in because people's conception, like, that's not what that always is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not just because you see a wheelchair, does not mean I got shot. Does not mean I was born like this. It could be anything. And this is why I post raw videos like I do because I don't want you to see me walking with a cane. You can see me walking with a cane and assume it was anything. I want you to see the falls. I want you to see that I can't reach for it. I want you to see these things. I wish I could reach the whole world. I can't. But for the people that I can reach, I'm also educating. So when you see a young black female or young person anyway in a wheelchair or walk with a walker or walk with a cane, your an idea may come up like, well, maybe you have like myositis or something. You're like, you know what I'm saying? It's not always what you think it is.
Yeah,
It's not always that.
I totally agree. That's why I disagree with people that say it's not my job to educate you because if you don't do it, you know what
Who
they're
else gonna
gonna do?
do it?
Yeah, they either not gonna learn or they gonna go to Google and everything on Google isn't correct and some things are custom just to you. I remember one time I was about 8 years old, and I was walking when me and my mom was somewhere in public, and a kid walked up to me and said, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Nothing. What's wrong with you?" And then after that interaction, my mom pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, he's just a kid. He's just trying to learn. He didn't know." So from that day on, when kids come up to me and say, "What's wrong with you?" I just explain to them I have cerebral palsy. That's why I have crutches in a wheelchair. And they usually just say, "Oh, okay." So
Mhm.
now little friends, they can educate them. And I tell parents, like, sometimes because parents try to push their kids away when they come up to me and ask, and I say, "Oh, don't do that. They mean well. They're just curious. They're just kids." So
Yeah, yeah.
so
When it
it's
comes to stuff,
go ahead.
hmm when it comes to stuff like that, like I don't when it comes, I never had a kid. Well, no, it's mainly like my little cousins and stuff. Like when I first got sick or whatever, they're like, "What's wrong with your legs?" Like, you know what I'm saying. So I get them kind of grace, but in public, I never really got a kid that come up to me. It's more so like stares. So I just smile. I had a few older people say little things. But for me, when it comes to like educating small children, first of all, I'm gonna educate you from the top. Don't go up to anybody asking them what's wrong with them. There's nothing's wrong with me. Well, technically it is, but you get what I'm saying. Nothing's
Right.
Yeah,
wrong. So we're going to educate you on how to approach the situation, even as a child. Like people have to understand, like these children are young, but they're sponges, and it's easy to teach them, the right from wrong, And then you take your time, like you said, you be patient with them and you educate them on what it is that may be a little off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, education is definitely key. It's
I'm gonna
definitely
keep
key.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. But now I don't have stares for kids. I don't have questions for kids. I be having problems for grown adults now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
These grown adults, they be acting like children themselves. You know what I mean? So
they
Yeah.
do though. They do.
Yeah. They do. I can take it better from a kid with an adult. Like, man, I know you done seen somebody in a wheelchair or walker or something. But but see, that's why I tell people to ask because people different takes on how they like to handle it. It's
Hmm.
like the a kid saying, "What's wrong with you?" It's not the proper way to ask, but I know what they mean because they're kids. But like you said, it's good to teach them to phrase that in a better way, even as a
Hmm.
child. So
Hmm.
let me ask you a question. In the disability space, we have like a lot of names like disabled, differently abled, handicap, or special needs, or just saying
but
and not a disability. What term do you prefer to use or people to use when referring to you?
That's a great question. It's a very good question. So I actually have an answer for that. My answer is just straight disabled. Like I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like the name of y'all thing here is actually dope. I like it. I'm like, oh, I like that. But don't call me handicapped. Like
Okay,
it's cool if we're talking about handicap parking or handicap bathrooms. Don't call me that. I'm disabled, and that's just it. That's just what I prefer. Yeah,
okay, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's just I feel some people don't like that because the history behind handicap is supposed to
It's
be
too
like
broad. Like
that.
it's it's like again, like I said, the name of this is dope. I really like it. Even the background is dope. But when it comes to people outside of us, because first of all, I'm gonna say this. It may sound crazy, but okay, how you say it? For people like us, it's okay
mhm.
for us to say certain things. Y'all get a pass because we all, you know what I'm saying?
We
But
go,
the everybody, you can't say that. It's not funny if you say it. No, you can't say that. Y'all can, and they want to,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
and that's what I be telling people. Like it's kind of like the N word with black people or females. Like, hey, be words to your best friend. If they cool with that, they cool with that. But it ain't something you can come in from the outside and do. So I explain that to people too. Um, and some people, just to tell the audience out there, some people don't like the word disabled because it's the prefix this, which means not, then the word able.
Not able. Hmm.
So some people, but that's why I tell people just ask people what they prefer because everybody
Hmm.
is different. We're not just we don't all think the same, feel the same. We're all individuals. So the biggest part of education is just ask that person of how
Hmm.
they need help and if they need help and what they like to be referred to as.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let me ask you this question.
Hmm.
With everything going on with you, you know what I mean, and like I said, I saw your videos, and I was highly inspired. So what keeps you positive with a smile on your face, knowing all the things that you're going through?
That's a great question. The fact that I'm able to still do something, like I mentioned earlier, I still have my voice. My voice is very, very strong. My brain is still there. Everything is still there. The fact that I'm able to get on the internet in front of the world and be myself, like I'm in a robe in a hospital bed, like I'm able to be myself and still inspire others. That is one thing that keeps me going. There's a lot of people that found me on whichever platform, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one." I'm like, nah, it's a lot of us out here, so I'm bringing people together, and even those who are not handicapped or disabled, they are also being inspired and learning from my page, so that one thing in itself keeps me going. Um, And it's like, I hate to be so straightforward, but I'm not dead. It could be worse.
Right.
I'm alive. I'm literally alive, you know? And there are some people out here who can't see, who can't hear, who can't talk and advocate for themselves. I can. You know what I'm saying? So it's I have my days. I have my moments, you know, but for the most part it's like, well, moping around all day does what? It literally makes me feel bad, like physically, and I'm not really for that anymore. I think that when you develop a disability, or a chronic illness, as you get older or whatever, like basically if you're not born with it, things could get very dark because now you have to adjust to the new normal. You
Yeah,
know, you have to learn how to live with this, you know. So I've already went through that part. I went through the dark phase. I went through the whole why me. I went through all that. How long are we gonna do this? Like, I mean, how long are we gonna cry about I can't fix? I mean, if crying about it, we gonna fix it, not cry all day, but it's not, you know.
yeah,
So we just gotta focus on what I can do, and just try to be optimistic on just getting better, you know. And my online community comes through all the time because they're coming through with positive, you know, positive encouragements and just a lot of good stuff, you know. So I just take all that stuff in, and that kind of helps fuel me.
yeah. I was
Right.
gonna say,
Yeah. I think. I just had to tell you this. I'm so sorry I cut you off, Michael.
but
But me and you are mutual friends with this battle rapper that's from Richmond. His name is Jack Boy Maine, and he has a disease too. And
Shaq
I
Boy,
forgot what
man,
it
is he
was.
brown skin with locks?
Yeah,
He has a
yeah.
disability, is he?
What'd you say?
You say he has a disability as well?
No, he has a disease. I forgot what it was. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, he has a. I forgot what it's called. I can't think of it right now. So I drew a blank. But yeah, he has a disease too. And it messes up his immune system too. But yeah, like
Mm,
that's how I was like, okay, she must really be tapped in. You know what I mean? Like
something like that. Trying to
yeah,
be, you
so
know.
because me and him are from the same city. So
Okay, you said Richmond, right?
yeah,
Okay, got you.
so
I think
yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
yeah.
exactly.
I'm gonna look after we get off of here.
Yeah,
So
go ahead, Michael. My bad, bro.
you're not good. You're good. Um, do you have any advice for parents with disabilities as far as like raising their kids while having a disability?
That's a great question. That's a great question, and my short answer is going to be I don't have much. And the only reason why is because I don't have small children. Like my children are they're 15 and 19. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't exclude them from being a child with a disabled parent, you know, but in my situation, those are my caretakers. I literally lean on them, you know. So it's hard for me to really give advice on how to parent because it's like sometimes I feel like I'm being parented. Like, you know, you guys are washing me up in the shower, y'all getting me dressed and y'all getting me out of the bed, you know. So I really don't. And honestly, I want to also add that I don't know how people with disabilities do it with smaller children. I really listen, everything happens for a reason, but
Yeah,
it's no way I could do this with small children. It's no way. Like it's no way. Like I truly feel for them. I ain't gonna lie to you because the only thing I can really say is to also always give yourself grace.
right,
How you
yeah,
doing? I'm sorry. So always give yourself grace because I used to run off of a lot of guilt. Like, oh man, like, you know, I can't do this with the girls. This is my fault. It's my fault, whatever. And the harsh truth is, no, you can't do certain things. You just can't do certain things. But did you do this to yourself? You didn't do this to yourself. You didn't ask for this. You didn't do this on purpose, you know? So I think the biggest thing for me would be to listen to your children, regardless of the age. Make sure that you're educating them. Make sure they understand what it is that you have going on and to give yourself and them grace, especially if they're having to assist you.
that's great advice. That's good. What?
So I have a caretaker, right? And you said
Hmm.
that your children are your caretakers. How are they handling being your caretaker? You know, because you know what I'm saying, you're their mom, and how are they handling it?
I'm sure these are not words from them, but I look at the facial expressions and all that other good stuff. I'm sure they're kind of overwhelmed with it because we don't really have much help. It's just us three. And a lot of times just two of us because my oldest daughter, she works a lot. So it's my daughter that's in high school. She's a freshman in high school. They just do, honestly. I mean, whatever I need help with, they just do it. Um, I had my first child at 14 and my second child at 18. So I started pretty young. So our relationship is different. It's almost like having sisters until I got to step in as a mom. So we're cool. I allow my children to express themselves. I don't show everything to the world, but I parent a certain way, so it's not like straight caretaker, caretaker, caretaker. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah,
just that, we still have our laughs and our jokes in between time. I just try to ensure that I communicate things ahead of time so you're not getting hit with things at the last minute, but whatever I need help with, they help me with it. And not like I mentioned earlier, get me out the bed, get me to the toilet, get me off the toilet. If I need help to wash my hands, they do that. If I need help to get to my desk and you to push me in, if I need help to get my clothes on or off, whatever I need help with, they help me with it. I don't go without.
did you when you first got your diagnosis, did you feel like, because I see in the disability community online, some people like when they get when they become when they become disabled later in life, they say their friends treated them different and don't come around. Same with family members. So did you go through any of that where family and friends treated you differently after your diagnosis?
Um, the biggest, I guess, the short answer would be yes. Um, it's like a yay or nay with me because before I got this way, I was kind of like a loner. Like, I don't need friends to go to the movies or go out to eat. I'm gone. I got my car, I got the money, like I'm out, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I didn't really have a big friend group in the first place.
Okay.
But the people that I did have in my circle, they're still here, but I do notice difference. Like you don't get invited, places, because you can't do the things that they can do. It takes longer. You got to take at least 10 minutes to get me out from my room down to the car and then into the car, and then when we get to the place, we got to find a wheelchair. Like it's just a lot, and you start to really see that people just don't want to deal with that, and they
Yeah.
don't know how to express that to you. But it just sucks 'cause it's like I see it. Like I see it. I get it. I wasn't always like this. So
Yeah.
this is why I think it's really important to build a community. It's easier said than done. But like for someone like myself, I feel like okay, everyone is not as outspoken as I am. Everyone is not as, you know, straightforward as I am. So I just feel like, okay, well, let me create the community, But then it's like, well, dang, well, everybody is all over the place. Like we all like you and I think you in Houston, right?
I'm in Minnesota.
Minnesota, you in Minnesota, he in Richmond, I'm in Maryland. Like we are not even. I mean, me and him are closer, but still, like we're not right there. Like so becomes a little difficult when people are all over the place. And then a lot of us, we need caretakers to even go places. I can't go nowhere without any help. So it's like this, the planning of it all is just different. And then it's like, um, again, like myself, I have to be handled a certain way. So just because you can lift 145 pounds, I mean, you can just lift me up and just place me places. No, it needs to be done a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to also take the time out to educate folks on certain things. Like, for example, I have a weak neck and sometimes I choke on food. Are you going to sit there and look at me and choke on food? Are you going to help me? Like, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, sometimes just knowing all of these things, it becomes a little overwhelming. And it's like, you know what? I don't be bothered with it. I don't even want to be bothered with it, because it comes off like folks don't really want to deal with it and they're not patient. And it's like, I'm sorry I'm this way, but it's me being this way is already enough. Seeing the frowns or the huffs and puffs, it just
Yeah.
adds on to the feelings that we already have, having to wake up with this every single day. So it's just I live my online community. I'd rather just hop online honestly than to go out most times. It's
Yeah.
just at least right now. When I get stronger, I will be going out more often. But I just feel safer online. and we could sit in our wheelchairs or sit in our bed and be on live or whatever, and have fun that way. It doesn't always have to be in person. And then in person, things are not always easy, because you asked me a question earlier about ADA and stuff. So when I go out, I have to think about, okay, how are the seats? How are the bathrooms? Okay, is there steps to get in there? All these things. You know what? I'll just stay home. I
Yeah, and that
don't feel like dealing with it.
I'm pretty sure all of us feel like that with people helping us. And I don't think people realize their facial expression sometimes. And I don't experience that with friends, associates, family members. You see it on their face sometimes, and it's like, no, I'm okay. I'll just stay back. Or, some people be like, oh, I'm just about to run in the store and stay in the car. Because about time you get out the car and do all that, they rather just go in the store and look around.
Themselves.
They don't want to. They
Bro,
ain't enough to,
it's so real that when I go places like to a party or to my friend's house, the first thing I'm gonna ask is who's gonna be there, because I'm gonna need somebody to help me in the bathroom. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
and then it gets to the point where you don't want to ask because
Yeah.
you don't want to inconvenience nobody.
Hmm.
You
But
know what I'm
then, but
saying?
then you have folks who say stuff like, "Oh, well, you should have said this," or "Why you ain't ask me that?" And it's like, do I have to sit here and like, I thought it was obvious. Like, I mean, you want me to beg? I already have to ask you for things all throughout the day already, you know? Or I personally dealt with things where people say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this for you, the girls," and they don't do it. So now I don't want to ask for nothing. It's like, are you gonna do it? For someone who needs the assistance, I'm actually looking forward to your help. So you letting me down that one time, because I don't. That's it. For me at least.
yeah. And for the people out there that's watching this, um, that happens in her case where we need help but don't want to ask because we don't want to feel like a burden. And then there's cases where some people don't like being helped, so just ask the person first.
Hmm.
Some because some people like, no, I can push myself. And you're like, I'm just trying to be helpful, but
Hmm.
I don't both. So, like, yeah, everybody's case is different, man. Because it's
You're
the time
right.
where I didn't want to be helped, and there was times where I did want to be helped, but just didn't want to ask.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
it just depends
That's
on
a
the
great point.
yeah, yeah,
And then you
That's
got
a great point.
the people who don't want to help you, but they feel like they obligated, but they got the little attitude when they help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I ain't asked for this. Like, you doing a lot.
That's why what he said is so valid. You gotta ask, like in the hospital, or especially at home with my girls. Like, I always tell people, not always. Well, if I have to, I will. But let me try first. Like, what I'm saying. Even if to you it looks like I'm struggling,
right.
I have a voice. Let me hold up. I could probably do it. You know what I'm saying? Let me just try first. So I do appreciate when someone just asks me first. I really, really, really do. Like, hey, do you need help opening this, or do you need want me to push you, or what I'm saying? Let me say yay or nay. So that's a great point.
Right.
Um, so I get you don't. Of course, you don't have to answer this, but in in the like this space, it's like people talk about dating while disabled. So
Say it
I
again.
people talk about dating while disabled and some of the things they go through or some of the differences they noticed from when they wasn't disabled. So for you, did you notice like people you were interested in treated you differently, or you get less attention now, more attention, or uh, is,
So
have you noticed anything different since your situation?
You
Far as,
gotta talk that right out, guys.
that's a great question. I was actually waiting on a question like that. We always gotta ask that question. So I think it's a very interesting question, because the answers could be anything. But for me, when I was when I was diagnosed, I was actually engaged, and he was my caretaker, and he did everything. Helped me shower, helped me carry me up the stairs, carry me down the stairs. The food, like helped me in the bed, with everything. Unfortunately, he became overwhelmed. Because it wasn't just the caretaker role. He used to have to live his life, and then I was on medications that cause emotional dysregulation. So I'm feeling dark, I'm feeling suicidal, I'm mean, I'm mad because why me? So long story short, he stuck around for about a year and a half or so through it, and then he ended up leaving. Again, like I said earlier, I don't really go out because I don't really have anyone to help me with these things. But when I was going out to the little places I was going to, I do notice a difference. Like, I don't get the looks that I get anymore. Like, the looks are more so like, oh my gosh, what happened to her? Like, oh, why is she on the cane? Oh, why she got a walker? Like, it's not like, oh, she look good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't get men coming up to me asking my number. It's more so, let me get the door for you, or hey, you need help. It's just not the same. It sucks because it's like, I mean, I'm just a little twisted. You know what I'm saying? Physically, I'm still the same person.
The person still got your mind, still, you still,
Yeah, and
yeah,
yeah, and one thing for me, the biggest thing for me, and I'm going to just be very transparent here, is sex. Because with muscle weakness, especially with the places where I am weak, I can't even do the things that I used to do anymore. So it's like, if I wanted to you know, be uh, sexual with somebody, I feel like I'm asking for another caretaker through a sexual act. Is weird. So it's different. I don't feel like I will ever date again, mainly because I've already went through losing someone that I thought was gonna be like my person. So now I'm like, can I trust a man? Like, are you gonna do this because you just want to see how it's with a disabled girl, or because you're guilty, or is it like what is it? So I do want love. I do want to be in love one day. That's not the priority right now, especially in the damn hospital. But I do hope that I get stronger, and someone can look past my disability and love me for who I am. But it is tough though. It is like, I just downloaded an app last night for dating. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. I don't know. So
Take it for two people that got cerebral palsy, bro. He uses crutches. I use a wheelchair and I crawl. If there's a will, there's a way. There's a chance for you to fall in love. Do not feel like you don't know if you can find love. Because trust me, there's somebody out there that's gonna sweep you off your feet and show you that they don't care
literally,
about what you got going on.
yeah,
yeah,
I hear it. I hear it often. I think I'm kind of blocking it myself from the worries that I have. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still an adult person. And I think that if I kind of put myself out there, then I would find people. Right now my biggest thing is just finding, a little friend or two. You know what I'm saying? Somebody to just talk to.
right, right.
But I
Yeah,
have to
talk to
put
on the
myself
phone,
out
text.
there. Yeah, yeah. I just have to be open to put myself out there and not faulting people that I don't know for folks that I do know for what they did in the past. Like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I do hope it gets better for me though. I'll be honest with you.
It will. You gotta start being more positive. It's gonna get a lot better for you.
So like,
I believe
yeah,
it.
it's not as easy, but like, as a guy, like, I gotta shoot my shot because the guy approach. So in your case, guys are supposed to come up to the woman. More, it's more typical, like a woman can approach too, but you know what I mean. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's a little tough, but you gotta keep shooting and striving, and you're doing that.
Yeah.
So what do you have any you have any like secret talents or something that people don't know about?
That's a good question. Um, do I have any secret talents? I don't know if I do. These are some great questions, and this makes me feel like, dang, Crystal, who are you? And I'm only saying this because, like I said earlier, I started early with parenthood. I had my first child at 14. So, and my little brother was born, I was 9, and I kind of took care of him. So I didn't have a childhood. And once teenagehood I got started, I was already a mom. So I never got a chance to really get to know myself. And unfortunately, I started to get to know myself and started to build the confidence and started to love myself and just getting to know the things that I like to do right before I got sick. Literally, like, the house I live in was my first home, and I moved into that house and got sick a month later. So all the time I live in this house, I can't even enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So through this disability, not only am I like building a community and like share my voice, but I'm still trying to figure out who I am. Like, what do you enjoy? Why do you enjoy it? You know, there are things that I do really enjoy, like, I love R&B music. I'm sorry if it's loud in the background. I do love
On
R&B music. I do love karaoke, like stuff like that. But I have to tap into those things more. And that's where I think I'll kind of meet people, not just men, but, friends, because when it comes to these extracurriculars or these different occasions or activities, you meet people through those things. And I just feel like a disability doesn't really matter, like when it comes to singing the fucking karaoke song, like, you know what I'm saying, or going to a poetry night, or whatever. But as far as something being secret, no, because I'm so open. Like, I'm way too open for anything to be like, I didn't know that. Nah, you're probably gonna know. Probably you probably ain't seen the video yet, but it's probably out there already.
Yeah, you probably would have put your talent on the on Facebook and Instagram for us to see by now. You had a
Yeah.
secret.
I got a real question for you. All right.
Okay.
So somebody's watching. So somebody with a disability, a little girl with a disability, she don't get out her room. She, you know what I'm saying. She doesn't know exactly how to handle her disability yet, or she may be struggling with certain things with her disability, and she decided to watch Handicap and Chill today, and she saw you, and she said, "Oh, it's somebody that's going through what I'm going through, a similar situation, and she's still using her voice to talk, and she's an inspiration." What's the advice you give to people who don't have a voice like us, and who don't know how to handle situations where they hit them hard? What's some advice you would give somebody?
Um, I think I have two things. One, well, first of all, let me say this. Everybody have a voice. We all have a voice. It's just how we use it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The voice is there. One thing I would say is to reach out to me, because if you're inspired by what I'm saying, if you're empowered by, in any way, reach out to me so we can talk. The second thing that I would suggest is for them to document or journal via video, but don't share. Pretty much what I do, but you don't have to post it for the world. I choose to do that because that's what I want to do. But the thing is, we always walk through the fire. Everyone's fire looks different, the duration is different, but we all walk through the fire, but we don't sit there. And these videos show what you've gone through, whether it's something that's emotional or physical or whatever the case is. Like the video you mentioned earlier from my YouTube of me falling on the ground. That was my second fall. I've had like 10, 15, 20 falls since then. But I can look back at that one video like, dang, like look where I started at. You know what I'm saying? Whether I shared it with the world or not. So I think my first thing would be to connect with me or someone who you feel inspired by, who understand what you're going through. And second, document. If you feel like you don't want to be in front of a camera, write it down. Make voice memos. Just have something that you can go back to in the future.
Better get it out. What? Now you said you had moved into your house and you got your diagnosis a month later. So is your house not accessible enough for you, or no?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna say like I got exactly what I wanted. When I was looking for a home, I knew what I wanted. I wanted a lot of stairs. I wanted high ceilings. I wanted nice windows. I got exactly what I wanted.
Ooh, stairs though.
Unfortunately,
Jeez.
oh yeah, I have a lot of stairs. So unfortunately, the house is not accessible. I do have tools to help with that.
Okay.
Excuse me, but with those tools, I need people behind those tools to help me use them. 'Cause I can't do it on my own. But like just to give you an idea, um, to get into my house, it's about 6 steps. When you get into the house, it's like four more steps to get to the main floor. To get to my room in the office, is two more flights of steps, and I can't walk up not one. So it's like,
She live in a
or
mansion. Like she live in a mansion.
I wish I did. I wouldn't imagine. I wish I did. Or like I used to have the standard tub like right to stand in the tub and shower. I had to go out there and get it knocked down and get a walk-in shower. But still, my walk-in shower has a step like this big that I
Oh,
can't step over. Like so, it's just more so. No, the house is not accessible per se, but I have to make it as accessible as I can.
so did you do a lot of like staying in one room of the house?
Say it again.
Were you like at one point were you like just staying in one room of the house because the house
Yeah. Yeah.
wasn't
Um, for multiple reasons. It's mainly because for two reasons. One, at one point I was very, very depressed. And I was like, I'm just gonna stand here, and I did it for months at a time. And second reason for like recently is because I don't have a way to get down the stairs. If my daughter doesn't feel comfortable with putting me in this stair lift to get me down the stairs, I'm not gonna make her do it. Like if you scared, I ain't sitting in that chair for you to drop me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I found myself just staying on the top floor because the room is right here, the office right there. I'll just stay there. It's not feasible because now I'm sitting in the house all day, every day, just upstairs. I'm not getting outside. I'm not getting vitamin D. I'm not seeing people. I'm not getting the fresh air. It's not feasible. But yeah, I have done it, and I'm trying to get better on that. But it also depends on the support that you have. Everyone don't have the same support. Like I can't get a caretaker right now. You know what I'm saying? So like, well, I need someone to help me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do find that happening frequently, but I'm working on it.
Like
now
that's
where you at are there like PCA services or that's what we call it here like somebody can get paid to come help you do certain things you need or it can be like one of your friends can get paid to do it or family or it can be like a person from the company. Do you guys have something like that then?
Yeah, we have those services here in Maryland. However, you have to qualify for those services, and this is where it gets tricky for me because I'm in the IT field and I make a pretty good salary on paper. But like I mentioned earlier, the house that I live in, the walk-in shower that I'm still financing, the solar panels I'm still financing, and all that, I didn't get all this on my own. So my ex left, that was all on me. So, because of the amount of money that I make yearly, I don't qualify for those kind of benefits. So, in order for me to fully benefit from those things, I would probably have to quit my job, which is not feasible for me because I quit my job. Then where do I go? Where do I live? So right now, I have to. What I've been told was that I have to pay out of pocket, for help.
private duty. Yeah,
So
private duty.
yeah, so that's a little bit difficult because it's like, okay, I have to figure out or write down exactly like what I need help with and how frequently because it's not cheap. Like these people want like 20 to 25 dollars an hour, and it's like, I mean, I don't blame you. I may need to wipe my ass one day, or I may need you to wash me up in the shower, or I may want you to walk around the block with me. I don't know, but I really think it's feasible for people to be paid for their time, and their efforts, especially when they have the compassion to do it, because it's a lot to do,
What I
but
can tell you, is if you can, check your insurance, whatever insurance you have, and see if they can help you.
oh, trust me, I've done all that. My insurance don't cover any
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
I'm in a very, very tight situation. So my plan right now is two things I'm working on or thinking on doing. One is to find someone that can assist me and instead of paying them out of pocket, you can live here for free, with some stipulations. That's one. Second is to start a GoFundMe for a certain amount where I can cover the payment for someone for like 6 months to a year, but maybe find someone who's in like CNA school or something who needs the exposure and experience, because maybe their rates are not as high. Maybe it's $10 an hour, maybe it's $15 an hour, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe I can kind of like split it up. So maybe you don't have to come every single day, maybe like twice a week or something like that. So right now it's a lot of like brainstorming. Um, because I'm in a hospital, I'm not really focused on that right now because I haven't even got to rehab. I just need to really plan around what my new schedule is going to be, But those are the two options that I have right now, and we'll
Yeah,
see.
I think the first option. having somebody live with you, that might be a go. Considering that,
Hmm.
what I'm saying, you don't really gotta do too much. You could just find somebody you trust and just take it from there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's that's the hardest part because like I mentioned before, I was a loner. So I don't have a bunch of like friends. Like these are gonna be strangers. And I'm like, and because I have limited mobility and I cannot protect myself, I'm just like, but it's also you have to be I feel like beggars can't be choosers, and if I need the help, take the help. But it's like it's 2026 and folks are crazy. I gotta
yeah,
pray on that. Like,
yeah.
and then
It
it's
is.
not just me. I have children. Like I don't. So
Yeah,
I'm
so
thinking
yeah,
about
maybe
it.
that might not be the best move.
Right, right.
Um, like you said, your mobility. I mean, maybe you can put cameras in the house and that'll help if you know. But yeah,
Say it
that's
again.
maybe you can put cameras in the house.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Oh yeah.
I understand that's tough. I have a condition, being a woman, got kids,
Mhm.
mobility. So, but if you ever like decide to do a GoFundMe, let us know. We'll do what we can do to push the link out to and get as many people to help and do what
That'd be
we
great.
Yeah,
can.
cause like you said, you built a community. So like, sure, we part of the community now too. You know what I'm saying? We got you,
Right.
man. So
I appreciate that. I
And
appreciate that.
if you have a couple more questions now, you do have a women's group online, I think it is.
Mhm.
So if you could tell us a little bit about the women's group and what's your focus with the group.
So I started an online community. I started a school community, SKOOL community earlier this year. To be honest with you, I haven't been as active as I would like to be because for some reason, I don't know what 2026 got against me, but it's been like thing after thing after thing after thing. But I built this community or I started this community for women like myself. I wanted to do something for women and men, but you guys may get it. Sometimes everything ain't for everybody, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
there's things that men cannot relate to with the woman and then vice versa. So my biggest thing was just making a community for women who have, a rare condition, a chronic or autoimmune disease, whoever could relate to what I have going on because why not? It doesn't have to be myositis. Like if your body is not agreeing with you in any way, then we can relate, and we could talk about different things. We could talk about relationships. We could talk about our children. We could talk about the different changes in our bodies and all that in a safe space. Because again, like I mentioned earlier, I'm open. I'm an open book. I'll put it all out there, but everybody ain't like that. So I just wanted to provide that space for us to be how we want to be and say what we want to say with no judgment. And I mean, so far, so good. It's about 300 women in that group. And I started it in January. And this is my second time in the hospital this year. So I'm kind of building that in between fighting for my life. But so far so good, and because they also have these things going on, they understand, so they don't hold it to me.
Right.
Thank you so much. There's no hard feelings, they get it, they just like, okay, just we here when you ready kind of thing. And then this community is not like, okay, if I don't post anything in here, it's not gonna work. Like, no, it's not my group, it's our group. Talk, you
Right.
know.
So
Y-
talking and
yeah,
keeping the
yeah.
law going, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So, and then a lot of these women, they found me on social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. So you're still getting updates, but I don't want you all to think that if Crystal don't say anything, then we quiet. No, talk amongst each other. And they do that, and I love it. But
Right.
there's a little bit more that I want to do. Like I mentioned, I want to start a podcast for myself, to help other women find their voice like I did, and get their stories out there. Cause I'm like, dang, like if I could reach all these people with me sharing my story, I could only imagine what we could do with everybody else. I got one thing, you got this, you got that. Like everybody's different. Our journeys are all different. So I think once I get out of the hospital and determine my new schedule and how things are going to look for me, that's when I'll jump into the whole podcast thing. I've already set everything up. Everything's already done. I just got to start recording and interviewing for real, for real. So
Right.
I'm
But
super
we'll pop
excited
up on
about
your
that.
podcast. I ain't gonna lie, we'll pop up on there.
Come on in, come on in. I would love that.
Yeah, for sure.
And you do all your editing and stuff yourself, correct?
Yeah, I don't do too much, but like I mean, because when it comes to like recording on the camera and like chopping up videos or whatever, I was on all that before social media even started. Like I was on Windows Movie Maker on my computer back in the day. So like trying
Right.
to edit videos and stuff like that, it's easier and faster now. But yeah, I do all of my own editing. I just focus on the titles of the videos. So like when you go to my page, you can kind of like look like a gallery kind of. You can kind of see what the video's about, and
Right.
then all the oohs and ahs I just cut out because it's 2026 and our what's the word I'm looking for? Our uh I can't find the word. Our attention span is very, very short. So I try
Mhm.
to cut out the oohs and the ahs and just keep what matters in there. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Yep,
We wanna really thank you for coming on the podcast this evening.
of
It
course.
was great information, and you still striving, not just surviving. So that's great, and the world needs to see that. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna encourage other people to speak up. Oh, one last question. So were you
hmm
always like an outspoken person before this, or did this bring about that?
I was always well as a kid. I wasn't so outspoken, but for the most part, I was. I was always an open person, always bubbly. Like I love people. Even in my wheelchair or walking with my cane, I'm giving people compliments. I'm speaking. That's just how I am. However, this journey of mine just heightened it. Like before I got sick, I told my aunt one day, she said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to be a content creator, like just do videos and." But I didn't know what to talk about. But now I have a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
So this just heightened things for me. And I love it.
I feel like I feel like if you keep talking about your struggles that you go through, you gonna have a lot of people that's gonna relate to you, bro.
yeah,
Of
yeah.
I'm being
course.
completely
Of
honest.
course. When it comes to social media, when it comes to the world today, I hate to say it, but people like to see positivity, but a lot of times our life is entertaining. I'm gonna be honest with you. The people want to see you struggle in a way because it's not normal. So like if I were to post a video right now of me falling, do you know how many people want to watch that video? Like, oh my
Right.
God, what happened? She fell, she can't get up. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the
Yeah,
same time, I try to give it like balance. Like I'm gonna show you the nitty gritty, but I want to show you my happy times too because it's not always bad moments. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Yep.
That's a
It's
fact. Definitely post more videos. I'm not gonna lie, because I got intrigued and I got hooked. So I was like, oh
Oh,
no, this is
good.
fine.
I like that. Thank you so much.
You
man.
know,
Thanks. Ruth, do you have any more questions before we
nah, bro. Let's go ahead and do our socials and let her, do what she got to do, bro.
thank you. So just give out your socials, website, let people know how to contact you and find you online.
Okay, so on Instagram and TikTok, you can find me at I am Crystal Irby, and that's spelled IamKrystlEirby. And I'm on Facebook at Crystal Irby.
All right.
Cool. I'm about to follow you. We about to follow you on Instagram and all that. So just look out for us. We here. You know what I mean? We want to say we appreciate you for coming. Yeah, Michael. Oh my bad, Michael, bro. Go ahead and give out your socials, bro.
Go
This was
ahead.
a fire interview. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, thanks for coming on to the show. It was amazing, and you really easy to talk to. And I had a few questions, but you asked answered questions that I didn't have. So great interview. We appreciate it. My socials, I am Michael57 on TikTok, Instagram, Michael57 underscore, Michael Watson on Facebook, and Michael57.com. So, want to go out your socials?
Yeah, man. My socials is Rule Life period NASA on Instagram, Rule Life NASA on Facebook. You can catch us on the Handicap and Chill on our YouTube. We got a Facebook. We got a Facebook page, Handicap Chill Podcast. Like Yo, like this has been a fire. This has been a fire interview. We'll be back next week.
All right.
Peace.
Thanks, y'all.
No problem.
Thanks.
See ya.
See you later.